When a narcissist sees you as too strong, they will try this one last dirty trick. There comes a point in your healing journey when the narcissist who once controlled, manipulated, and emotionally drained you begins to see something they never expected: your strength. Not just any strength, but the kind of quiet, grounded power that no longer reacts, no longer pleads, and no longer tries to fix them. And it's right at this point, when they feel their grip slipping for good, that they resort to one final dirty trick. One move that's designed to shake your confidence, make you doubt yourself again, and pull you back into their twisted game. But the truth is, once you recognize this trick for what it is, it loses its power entirely. Let's start with what strength looks like to a narcissist. When you set boundaries and stick to them. When you don't respond to their bait. When you stop playing emotional ping pong and simply walk away when things get toxic. That strength threatens their ego deeply. Narcissists rely on control. Emotional chaos is their home turf. So when you become unmoved, calm, and clear about your value, they see it as the ultimate rejection. It's not just that you're leaving. They feel you're saying, "You are no longer powerful in my world." And that is unbearable for them. That's when they pull out their last resort, the identity attack. This dirty trick is subtle, psychological, and incredibly calculated. It's not a grand gesture or even an obvious manipulation. Instead, it's a direct strike to your sense of self. They try to convince you that your strength is actually a flaw. They'll say things like, "You've changed, you're cold now," or "You think you're better than everyone else." They'll paint your growth as arrogance, your peace as detachment, and your boundaries as cruelty. Why? Because they can't manipulate someone who's healed. So instead, they try to make you question your healing. This is the mind game they're hoping you don't see through. The narcissist might suddenly become the victim. Out of nowhere, they might tell mutual friends or family that you've become distant or mean. They'll twist the narrative so it looks like you are the problem, emotionally unavailable, unforgiving, or even abusive. This is known as reverse blame projection. It's a desperate move, but it can be dangerous if you're not prepared for it. It makes you wonder, did I go too far? Am I being too harsh? But here's the truth. They're not confused. They're just hoping you will be. Another layer of this dirty trick is the narcissist suddenly acting healed. You'll see them post inspirational quotes, talk about therapy, maybe even pretend to take accountability. This is known as image rehabilitation. They're not doing it for personal growth. They're doing it to look like the sane one while painting you as bitter or unstable. But it's all theater. They know how to wear a new mask when the old one stops working. Their hope? That you'll question whether you misjudge them and come back. In some cases, they'll even try to love bomb you again, but in a completely different tone. It's not the sweet-talking romantic version from the beginning. No, this time it's mature, spiritual, or enlightened. They might say, "I now realize what we had was special. I just wasn't ready for someone like you." Or worse, "You were right about me. I just wish we could talk one last time." These statements are hooks, and if you're still vulnerable, they can reopen wounds you worked hard to close. Remember, a narcissist never apologizes to heal you. They apologize to reset the game. But here's what's powerful. You don't have to play. This stage, when you're standing strong, is where your true healing begins. Not just because you left the narcissist, but because you didn't fall for the final illusion. The illusion that your strength is ugliness, that your silence is a flaw, that your detachment is some kind of emotional coldness. No, it's self-preservation, it's wisdom, it's clarity. And those who live off manipulation will always try to distort what they can't control. The narcissist's final dirty trick often includes something people rarely talk about: emotional triangulation. If they can't manipulate you anymore, they'll try to influence how others see you. They'll cozy up to people you're close with, even those they used to dislike, and subtly poison the well. "I just wish they could have stayed soft instead of building walls," they'll say. It sounds innocent on the surface, but it's designed to make others view you as the one who changed for the worse. Their goal? To isolate your strength so it looks like emotional dysfunction. What they never anticipate is how your resilience outlasts their reputation games. Over time, people see through it. Truth has a long shadow, and when you keep living with peace, consistency, and self-respect, you expose their lies without having to say a word. Your life becomes the proof of who you are. No arguing, no defending, just being. And that's something a narcissist can never imitate for long. Now here's the part most people miss. When a narcissist sees you as too strong to manipulate, they don't actually give up. They wait. They wait for a moment of weakness, when you're grieving, lonely, confused. That's when they reappear like they never left, casually dropping in with, "Hey, I was just thinking about you." It's not nostalgia, it's a test. They want to know, are you still strong, or did life soften your stance? So when they return, they're not coming back for love. They're coming back for control dressed in the disguise of closure. The best defense against this final trick is awareness and preparation. You need to understand that this isn't about you being cold or closed off. It's about you protecting what took years to rebuild. The narcissist will frame your strength as heartlessness. They'll try to weaponize your peace, but you are not required to explain your growth to the very person who tried to destroy it. And if you've ever felt guilty for not hearing them out one last time, remember this. Narcissists don't want resolution, they want resumption. They want the cycle to restart under the new rules they set. But when you stop spinning in their cycle, they spin the story instead, and you must let them. Let them talk, let them twist, let them perform. As long as you don't engage, their play ends in an empty theater. The final dirty trick of a narcissist is not loud. It's not dramatic. It's psychological warfare aimed at your identity. They'll say you're not the same, and in that, they're right. You're not the same. You're stronger, clearer. You've become someone they can no longer fool. That scares them. That enrages them. But that, my friend, is your liberation. So the next time a narcissist accuses you of being too much, too cold, or too full of yourself, pause. Smile internally. Because what they're really saying is, I can no longer break you. And that's the truth they will never admit, but always try to undermine. If this video spoke to you, it's because you've done the work. You've broken the cycle, reclaimed your power, and now you're standing in a place that the narcissist never thought you'd reach. Self-trust. That's not just healing, that's revolution. But remember, staying strong doesn't mean staying silent. It means living in a way that no longer requires their validation. You don't need revenge. You don't need closure. You are the closure.